Bliss, everyone. I am in a new place. So I just set up my new little thing, my new little environment, which I might do some altering to. We'll see. But I am here for a brand new weekly reading right here on my page. Rissa Vibes here, aka Readings by Rissa. So excited to connect with you as always. Today we are covering the beautiful new week of September 8th to September 15th, where we will be discussing all of the energy, all of the astrology, numerology, spirit messages, and card pull for the week. Plus, we are going over the full moon in Pisces that we are going to have at the end of this week as well. Talking all about the energy for that full moon in Pisces, what we can do to really hone in and hold on to all of the energy of Pisces and utilize it to our fullest potential. And also some ways in which we can maneuver through the energy of this week in relation to that full moon in Pisces energy. So as you all join in, go ahead and just comment below. Let me know where you're joining from, how you're doing today. I am in a new space. I've got my table here, but it's like smaller than usual. So I wonder if I can like switch this here. Hold on. Let's see if we can bring it down. Oh, here we go. Bringing it down. Tilting it up. There we go. You can kind of see my table now. Some of my cards. Okay, cool. So like I said, this is my new space. I just moved into my new place on Friday. So lots of change, lots of transition for me personally, and I'm sure all of you have been experiencing your own versions of transformation and transition as well. So I will be kind of altering this space probably over the next couple of weeks. I might have a desk next week. I might not, we'll see. But we're just gonna see how it all unfolds and how it all transforms here in this beautiful month of September and this new space that we're connecting in. And hopefully you're all doing well today. Let's see who's with us today. We've got Golden, the only Golden. Hello all, hello. Josie's here, Bliss Josie. Girl, I'm gonna message you back too. I've been so busy, but I plan on texting you back because I know you texted me a while ago. Light and love to you, Rissa. She says, miss you too. I'll be texting you soon. So sorry for my late response. And then Leslie, hey sister, good to see you. Happy new home. Thank you. Sending me so much love. Hello Vibers. Sending you so much gratitude from Jupiter, Florida. Shout out to Jupiter, Florida. Shout out to Leslie and her husband Stefan. They've been doing their work in really supplying a lot of relief and support to the Bahamas since they're so close. And so her husband Stefan just took out some supplies that they both gathered from the lovely residents of Jupiter, Florida to assist all of those that had that crazy hurricane Dorian that swept through the Bahamas. So shout out to you all for doing your work. I love that. And I think they're still taking donations. So if you're interested in donating supplies, this is going to be something that the Bahamas needs for several weeks, several months even, to kind of recover from all that they lost from that storm. So definitely reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and I can send you the contact info if you want to send some supplies over. Let's see. Oh, and thank you for happy housewarmings, Golden. I appreciate that. Lisa's here from San Jose, Cali. Good to see you. Bianca's here. Hello, Rissa and all. Hello. Josie says, I'm down 2 more pounds. Amazing. Congratulations. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our reading today. Let's do a quick review of last week's energy so that we know exactly where we are before we go into where we're going. So last week's energy, we had the meditation card for the beginning of the week. We had this idea and understanding of self-reflection, this need to go within, and also the fact that meditation was going to assist us in balance and in intuition and in soul growth through any changes or transitions that we were experiencing last week and that we've been experiencing over the last couple of weeks. We're continuing to experience more changes and transformations for the entire month of September. So know that that is something that is going to continue happening, but we are moving and evolving and creating from that change. And so we're going to get into that as well. Then the middle of the week, we had the caregiver card last week, allowing us to really reflect on ways in which we can care for ourselves after caring so much for others, allowing ourselves to really notice that we are caring beings, especially us light workers, healers, intuitives out there. Just this sense of needing to care, and empaths as well. Needing to care for others, giving love, giving energy, but reminding ourselves to also give it to ourselves back so that we can really connect with our energy exchange and feel a balance there. And that is where that meditation comes in as well, to help us show us where the balance is. So that was last week. And then the end of the week card for this last week, which is really our weekend card, so we're still feeling some of this energy even today, is the mercy card. Giving unconditional compassion and mercy to those that you feel like maybe don't necessarily ask for it often, or feel like they might on the surface not deserve that kind of compassion. Maybe they're abrasive or antagonizing and aggressive in some way. Everyone needs compassion. Everyone deserves mercy. And the world itself is going through so much tumultuous energy and such intense duality that often the people that are expressing some of that duality are just receiving it as a byproduct from how much of it is in the air and how they're not aware of protecting themselves from it. So it just kind of seeps into their energy, and then they express it sometimes without even knowing it, and they're often sometimes in denial of that. So giving mercy, giving love, and giving mercy to ourselves as well for anything that we maybe feel like we did wrong, or that we could have done better, or that we maybe are beating ourselves up about, or beating up other people about energetically or in judgment ways. We want to just clear that with a sense of mercy and love and compassion. And that was our weekend card, okay? So with that review, let's go into our beautiful spirit messages for this week, 9/8 to 9/15, September 8th to September 15th. We're gonna tap into this energy of the week, so let's go ahead and get into it. These are the spirit messages that I received from meditations and from just my own downloads intuitively as an intuitive. If you don't know, I do readings, I do personal sessions, one-on-ones, cleansings, mediumships, past lives, cosmic connections, and then I also teach intuitive development and personal development, spiritual development. So these are the spirit messages that I got for this week. Let's go into it first with the completions energy. First of all, we're in the 9th month of the year. We are in this energy of moving into the beginning of the end of the year. The 9th month of the year, only 3 more months left of this year, 2019, and 9 represents completions, finalizing things, finishing things. It also represents the sense of consciousness and wisdom and uplifting, empowerment, and triumph over the things that you've learned, and understanding that what you've learned and what you've endured this year is allowing you to be strong and new and vibrant and powerful. And so that's what we're feeling this week as we move throughout this month. Completions are in full effect. Lots of energy available to get things done, tie up loose ends. Unfinished projects can be finished this week and throughout this month, and you're going to get more motivation, more inspiration, and more momentum to do that. So getting things done, feeling that need to finish things that maybe were partially done, or things that have been on the to-do list forever that you're finally feeling like, okay, we got to get this done before the end of the year. This is the time to start implementing those completions, because you have all of the energy available to do so in a graceful and guided way from your spirit. Then we also are still battling some of the uncomfortability of change this week. And we've been feeling this over the last couple of weeks, but this week in particular, we're feeling the uncomfortability of change, but it's kind of laced with this tension. And this tension has been really hard to pinpoint. I've been feeling it in the energy, I've been feeling it in the air for the last week and several days, and building in momentum up to this reading. And I was even feeling it this morning, where I was really trying to identify what is this tension, because it's not really stress, and it's not really anger, irritability, and it's not really only because of change. It feels like this sense of uncomfortability, this sense of just not really fully settled, not really fully relaxed, not really fully centered. And it's because there's so many moving parts around us. There's so much energy that we're feeling. There's so much intensity and duality in the world and within ourselves right now. And in fact, the Pisces full moon that we're going to go over in just a little bit is a very, very strong indicator of how that polarity is working out and unfolding in the world right now, and also how we can maneuver it, and gives us a lot of clues in how we can navigate through that polarity. So we'll get to that in just a second. But the uncomfortability of change also includes this sense of doubts, fears, and judgments towards your change, or things that are involved in the change and transitions you're feeling. Any fears or nervousness about moving into something new, any doubts if this is right or if it's wrong, and any judgments over this isn't supposed to be happening, or this isn't what I want, or this is great but then this is really messed up. That focus on the negative is not going to help us transition through these changes. Instead, we want to receive the change with our open heart. We want to feel and notice that we are changing, we are evolving. I'll give you an example. With this move that I just moved into my new place, it's been a thing. It's been kind of a process, because I did have some issues with the office of the new place for a second, where they were kind of going back and forth with certain things, numbers not matching up the original numbers that they gave me, certain little restrictions to what I could see of the place and not at first. And it was just some hiccups, some energy, some transitions that didn't feel comfortable. And instead of judging and screaming at the situation, or completely acting on some impulse to back out of my apartment last minute, or to yell at the office manager, or to let my fears or doubts of, is this going to be the right move, overcome me, instead of doing that, I allowed myself to just say, okay, yes, there's some resistance here to, for whatever reason, getting certain things figured out and pinned down for the new place. Yes, there's some resistance, there's some tension, there's some uncomfortability with not knowing all the details that I want to know right now, or not having all of the information that I want right now. But instead of fighting that, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to allow. I'm just going to wait it out. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to feel into the energy of when it's the best time to push a little harder for what I need, or give them a little bit of time to give me what they have and what I need. There's this sense of give and take, and this sense of energetic awareness that allows you to open your heart and recognize. In that moment, I was able to recognize, okay, the office is overwhelmed. This person is going through some health problems. This other person is going through some stress at home. They are overwhelmed and they're understaffed. So let me just open my heart with compassion and love, and give them some time to figure some things out, and not push them too hard, or judge them too hard, or criticize them too hard, and just let them figure it out. And when I did that, everything worked out perfectly. Everything fell into place on its own. I was able to kind of push a little bit for things I needed, but not too hard, which allowed them to really compromise with me and give me an even better deal than I originally thought I would get. So all of these things just blossomed from that. So when you open and receive change, and receive even some of the tensions of transition and change, you start to settle into this new compassion for all of the parts that are moving and all of the people involved. And then you also feel this sense of peace and serenity when you surrender to the energy and the flow and the natural way it's supposed to happen, the divine order, the divine timing of things and change. And that's when all things kind of work out. We are also feeling encouraged with this uncomfortability of change. We're also feeling encouraged to embody all that we have learned over the past few weeks, months, years in our spiritual journey, allowing us to really put in the actual practice, the actual embodiment, the day-to-day action and movement, and living in that vibration of peace and alignment that allows us to feel even more empowered. So in these changes, in these transformations, we are encouraged to embody. So that can be really difficult. We might be going through intense changes, things that don't feel good at all, things that feel completely uncomfortable. But as uncomfortable as they may feel, you also have the tools and resources through these readings, through connection to your spirit, through meditation, through any kind of energetic exchange that is positive for you, to really feel into your ability to navigate whatever challenge and change you're going through in transition with that embodiment of your alignment and what you've learned. Remember, we can talk the talk, we can talk about spirituality, we can say chakras, and we can name off all of the sacred geometry patterns, and we can tell people we see auras. But if we're not actually living, breathing, existing in that vibrational awareness and that desire to stay aligned in your vibration to what you want and what your spirit needs you to do, then we're really not embodying anything. We're really not, like, all the things we talk about are really, they don't really have a substance. So we want to really take the time to embody. And that's something that I think is so important for so many people. I think a lot of people get really excited about maybe their path and their purpose, their new spiritual awareness that they're meant to be a healer, a Reiki master, or an intuitive, or some kind of other mystic of some sort, or just anything. And then they go right into it. They say, okay, now I'm going to do readings, or okay, now I'm going to do Reiki sessions. Okay, now I've done the courses on Reiki, I'm going to go do Reiki. You can do that, yes, there's nothing wrong with that. But I also encourage that you settle into that vibration, that you really start to integrate that into your life, that you start living Reiki, living intuition, living healing work, living spirituality. Because it's then that your gifts skyrocket. And it's then that your spirit guides see that you have put in so much work and that you are really determined to do this for your spiritual growth and for helping and healing the world versus just the title of healer, or the title of intuitive, or the convenience of being able to say that you do that, or whatever it is. So allowing yourself to really embody is going to give you a whole nother level of mastery and accomplishment and empowerment. And that's what these changes and transitions are encouraging us to do. And the most uncomfortable of the transitions are the areas where we need to embody our spiritual practice more. And learn to play with it as well, because when we start to see how energy works in the world and in our daily life and in our encounters and interactions with others, we start to have an awareness of energy that can sometimes be dualistic in its own right as well, where we're seeing energy in a really positive, expressive, exciting, curious, and adventurous and awe-inspiring way. But then we can also see energy like, oh, I know what that energy is, or oh, I'm going to stay away from that, or like, I don't even need to look at that direction because I don't want anything to do with that. And we end up cutting ourselves off from certain things, and we also feel a little bit resentful after a while if we keep observing energy that we don't appreciate and allowing ourselves to judge it and criticize it and kind of create this negative vortex of energy within our field. When we play with energy, when we're able to say, oh, that person's energy is off, that's crazy, but like, let me see if I can like play with that. Let me see if I can bring them into a little bit of a higher vibration. Let me see if I can smile at them. Let me see if I can pull them out of that a little bit. Let me play with that energy instead of saying, oh, I gotta get away from that person, or oh, look at that person's energy, it's so bad. We want to help and heal, right? So let's do that. Let's embody it. Let's embody it, okay? Trust is being challenged with some this week as well. This is another spirit message I picked up. Use this as a sign to reflect on the roots of distrust, to clear or appropriately view it in a way that your spirit wants you to. A lot of trust stuff coming up with people. This is in relationships and family ships and things like that. Just feeling this sense of distrust of situations even. Allow yourself to notice why you might be feeling that way, what triggered that distrust, because it's most likely a sign from your spirit to say, hey, this is a pattern that is negatively affecting you and negatively affecting your relationships because it's built on a belief system that is not valid, that is keeping you in this distrusting energy. Also, it's for the world, right? That this is a learned behavior maybe, or a learned response to a situation that is based on distrust, but it's actually rooted in what the powers that be of this world, the matrix operators of this world are trying to teach you and encourage you to respond in a way. So if you're feeling any distrust, I don't know who specifically this was for, but it just came through really strong that distrust is being challenged with some of you, or that trust is being challenged with some of you, and that to use this as a sign to reflect on your roots of distrust and to clear them or appropriately view them based on your spirit and your alignment. That's huge. So find ways to open up to more trust, find ways to trust in yourself, knowing that distrust of anyone else is actually distrust in yourself. You're feeling this sense of not being sure about your judgments or not being confident in your ability to judge things appropriately. So you're kind of distrusting someone else because you've let them in and now you're wondering if you should have let them in or if you should have just kept them away. That's distrust in yourself at the root of it, distrust of your judgment. So find ways to trust in your judgment because we have evolved, we have changed, we have shifted. We are not the same people we were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or even 2 months ago. So any distrust that we might have had back then doesn't necessarily mean that we need to be distrusting of our environment now, because we've literally raised our vibration into a completely new environment. Even though some things might look the same, they're not going to play out the same as they did in the past because you're not the same. So trust in that transformation of yourself, and that will help you trust in things around you as well. Let's see what you guys have to say about anything like this. Linda says, change, uncomfortable, tension, anxiety. True, true, true. Keep the faith that it's all exactly perfectly in order. Exactly. Verinia is here as well, sending you love and light. Rissa, thank you. Chris is here as well. Hello. And Linda says, so true. As soon as I settled into the energy of a stressful situation, I'm living through acknowledged the over-the-top emotions I was comfortable with, the old energy, stayed there as long as I needed. Then the gates opened and all fell into place, just not the way I expected it to go. I checked in with my emotions, allowing myself to grow. Amazing, amazing reflection, and so, so true. And I encourage all of us to implement that ability to just let go of any of that tense emotion and just surrender and open our heart to the changes we feel. Okay, next spirit message. I was trying to read the message and say it. Next spirit message is space holders. This is for space holders, which we are all space holders. We knew that from the caregiving card last week, that we are all caregivers. We're all giving our energy to something, and we're all somewhat invested in something outside of ourselves. And so the space holders, holding space for those who are struggling. Super important for us to do that because so many people are struggling through transition, transformation, and just new energy. But we want to allow ourselves to not burn ourselves out. We don't want to give, and then not give ourselves some refueling. So allow yourself to connect with other space holders, other healers, other intuitives, just other people who care, other people who give energy, as much energy as you give, and just surround yourself with more people like that so you can refuel, allowing yourself to refuel through others in a harmonic way, knowing that we're not an energetic vampire. If we're getting energy from someone and we're also giving them energy, then it's an equal energy exchange. But it's when other people pull from us, or when we pull from other people and we don't give it back, or they don't give it back. So find people that are energetically exchanging well with you and harmoniously to refuel some of that energy. And then the last spirit message is to get ready to grind through the last 3 months of the year. We talked a little bit about this last week too, that there's a lot more production, a lot more to do moving forward, that we're going to be working hard again soon, and that it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. We don't have to negatively connotate working hard. We can actually allow ourselves to get excited about that productivity because we remember how still and stagnant and bored we were a couple of weeks ago. So we want that change. We want that movement. We want to be able to get our hands dirty and to start doing things and to start building things and to start working on things that we want to create. This is a great opportunity. And we're also in the harvest season. We're entering that. So the fall equinox is on the 21st. So we're going to feel that transition, and we're already starting to feel it as we move up to it, that transition from the summer months of kind of that waiting for things to shift and change for us to really kind of harvest what we have sown, all of the seeds that we have sown. So we're moving into that harvest season within the next couple of weeks, and we're starting that transition with the full moon in Pisces, which I'll go over in just a second. So just get ready to be grinding through the last 3 months, getting things done like we talked about, really allowing ourselves to be productive. This is going to be easy for those who have been working on themselves internally and spiritually. This is going to be very easy. Those that haven't been doing a lot of internal work or spiritual growth work, they're going to have a little bit of a harder go at it because they're going to have to try to figure out themselves energetically and the energy of the environment while working hard through it. So that's why it's so important to continue working on yourself, continue meditating, continue spiritually evolving, continue to recognize your spiritual evolution and ask for more from your guides and connect with them deeply, because that's what's going to help the ease of the productivity of this next several months to flow well. Okay. All right. So we're going to go into some beautiful astrology messages before we go into the full moon in Pisces. But I want to show you guys my crystal healing bottle. It's so awesome. It's from Spiritly. I just did a little promo for it on my Instagram, but these are amazing. See my clear quartz in there? I love it. And they have all these alternate bases that you can get different crystals. So they have like obsidian, fluorite, rose quartz, amethyst, a ton of different crystals that you can put in the base of these water bottles. Plus they reduce single-use plastic so we can keep the sea life safe and the environment healthy. And it also charges your water with intentions and clarity and revitalization. So I encourage you to get one. They're really awesome. I like to charge the crystal in the sun, and I'll be charging my crystal in the full moon this week as well, and then drinking the water from that so you can have full moon water and new moon water or whatever it is. So super exciting little promo there, because I do have a coupon code for 15% off whatever purchase you make for the bottles or through Spiritly. So if you go to wearspiritly.com, WEAR, Spiritly, SPIRITLY.com, and put in the code 15RISSA, then you'll get a discount on the water bottle or whatever you buy. I need water though, that's why I'm drinking it. But I figured I'd promote it while I was using it. All right, so anyway, moving on to our astrology messages. Let's talk about that, and then we'll go into the full moon as well. So astrology, the first astrological event, and actually numerological event that's really significant this week, is on Monday, tomorrow, 9/9/19. All of those nines and all of those threes, right? Because threes are a multiple of 9, and so actually there are 3 of threes are 9, right? So it's just tons of threes and tons of nines here, which allows us to feel more balanced in our completions and balanced in our wisdom and balanced in our ability to understand and reflect on the entirety of what we have experienced, everything that we have grown from, everything that we have learned, reflecting on our oversoul, like we talked about last week with a past life encouragement. If you need a past life reading, let me know. I do those as well, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com to book a session. But we are feeling into this sense of reflection of our entire year, since it's the 9th month of the year. We're feeling into our reflection of the entire week, of our spirit, of the transitions and changes that we've been experiencing, feeling into what have we accomplished and how can we be so proud of that, allowing ourselves to really give ourselves the space and hold space for our sense of pride in what we have accomplished, what we have endured, what we have overcome, what we have healed from, what we have released, all of those amazing things, just really welcoming in the beginning of the end of the year by reflecting on a lot of the things that we have completed. Allowing those completions to reveal themselves as well throughout this week. And we also get a lot of cosmic connection and consciousness with the number 9. I actually did a Starseed Connections gathering last night at Abundant Space, in my beautiful little space that I host some events in, from the beautiful owner Ksenia, who runs the space. And so I actually felt a lot of 9th dimensional energy. And in fact, one of the attendees at our our gathering last night was talking about the ninth dimension, and she said she felt the ninth dimension as well. So we were feeling into this sense of the ninth dimensional beings, these really high vibrational beings, ET beings, ascended masters, angels, very high vibrational beings that are here to assist us on a cosmic level for our cosmic wisdom and consciousness. And that's very much available to us this week. So meditating on your galactic family, or getting a cosmic connection reading, which I do to help you connect with your galactic family and your galactic roots and cosmic consciousness, can also help you feel really complete and whole in your spiritual evolution and wisdom if you haven't started to kind of dive into that part of your oversoul or spirituality or spiritual growth. That cosmic connection and consciousness can really be an awesome way to complete the awareness and the wisdom that you've gained, and it can be great to do that this week. So let me know if you want a cosmic connection reading. I'm definitely here for you. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com to book. Also for astrology, so that was the numerological value, the 9s, the 3s, all of that completion and harmony in that way. But astrologically on Monday, tomorrow, we have Mars trine Saturn, which means that we are going to be feeling that passionate energy of Mars, that active energy of Mars, and we're also going to be heightened in our awareness of our responsibilities and heightened in our ability to take accountability for the things that we need to take accountability for, focus on and execute for completions or to get things done for productivity. This is going to give us a lot of persistence and determination tomorrow as well. So allow yourself to utilize that energy as you see fit. Things that you know you need to get done, get them done tomorrow, because you have the energy to do it, and it's time to stop procrastinating, because we only have 3 months of the year to finish these things. So let's get things done that we said we were going to do this year, right? And then on Tuesday, the very next day, 9/10, we have another astrological event. The sun is opposite Neptune, which allows us to feel into our spiritual action to move forward, allowing us to feel into that spirituality of Neptune, that inner guidance of Neptune, that inner voice, but also having the sun setting forth some really powerful empowerment and pride and confidence to move forward in that spiritual awareness and internal guidance. The light is shining within on Tuesday as well. So we're going to feel a lot of that internal awareness and internal reflection and spiritual growth. So allow yourself to kind of reflect even more on a spiritual level on Tuesday as well, to add to more of your action from Monday. And then on Thursday, 9/12, Mars squares Jupiter. So we're going to be feeling a lot of inner child play from that Jupiter, and it's in its own sign, Sagittarius. So we've got that joyful, gleeful, excited, adventurous energy of Jupiter and Sagittarius in that sign. And then we're going to feel that inner child play for new creation. It's going to give us more opportunities to create from everything that we've reflected on and everything that we've been feeling from the 2 days before that, and just allowing us to keep implementing inspired action, but also use our imagination and our inspiration and our youthful energy to provide even more creation of things to evolve from that point. It's important also to not let too much of our inner child energies get out of hand or imbalance. So don't be too impulsive or reckless, and don't let your ego get too out of control in certain ways. If you're feeling that inner child ego that kind of can't be tamed as easily as the awareness of it as an adult, allow yourself to kind of find ways to balance that part of that inner child as well. And that's on Thursday, 9/12. And then on Friday, we have a Friday the 13th. Don't freak out. It's not bad. It's actually completely misunderstood, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is a hyper spiritual day. And in fact, Friday, the actual day of the week, Friday, is ruled by Venus, which is a divine feminine energy, and it's a home frequency, it's a family frequency, it's a relationship frequency, and a love frequency. So we have a lot of good energy for Friday already. And then with the 13, the actual number 13 numerologically is a divine feminine number. It is an ability to feel into your divine feminine nature, your intuitive genius. This is really important because if you know, maybe you don't, there's 13 weeks of a season. There's 13 cycles of the moon in a year. So we have this sense of awareness in cycles. We have this sense of awareness in patterns and progression for evolution that comes with the 13th. And then we have that divine, feminine, intuitive aspect of that. So we're going to really feel that inner voice kicking in even more on Friday. We're going to feel also the Sun trine Pluto, which is going to give us more inspiration for positive transformation and positive outlooks on the transformation we've already been experiencing, allowing that positive transformation to be revealed through truth. And then we're also going to feel self-empowerment, really strong self-empowerment with that divine feminine energy of the 13 and the Friday and that Sun trine Pluto. So lots of good energy there. And not to mention Pacific time, full moon in Pisces is on Friday, late at night, Friday night for the Pacific time of the States, and then the rest of the world, it's going to be on the 14th on Saturday. So we are going to be feeling a lot of energy on Friday the 13th. So it's going to be intense for sure. And that might have been why Friday the 13th got such a bad rep, because it was just really intense for people energetically. And back then when it was getting that bad rep, or when that kind of tradition started of like, oh, Friday the 13th is like bad, a lot of us and a lot of people, a lot of our mass consciousness collective did not have an awareness of their energy enough to really navigate through that intensity. So it probably did feel so crazy for people who weren't aware of spirituality or energetic transference or anything. It was probably kind of did feel like the devil's day. Like it probably just felt like, what am I going to do with all this energy? Like it's crazy. But we know that that concept is just completely silly, and it's not really bad luck unless we create it, right? Because we're always creating it. So know that you can create this sense of positive transformation, intuitive genius, this ability to feel empowered and feel your inner voice very clearly. So that's all of the energetic and astrology information for this week. Let's go into the Pisces full moon, because that's what we really want to talk about as well with this week, because that is a huge influence on this week's energy. But before we do that, let's take a couple of breaths just to connect and pull some cards for this weekly energy. I'm going to see how you guys are feeling today right now. We just got some awesome feedback. Linda says, I love how our collective helps each other. Yes, I love that too. She says, I love the spirit bottle. Yes, 15% off until tomorrow. Actually, I think the coupon code that I just gave you guys expires tomorrow. So it was 15 RISA for the coupon code, and you'll get $15 or 15% off. The Celestial Heart is here. Hello, beautiful people. Hello. Linda says, Rissa has opened my heart. Aw, you have opened my heart as well, love. Thank you so much. Chris says, what do you think about giving more attention to creative projects? I mean, invest more in money, spiritual heart, love, and intuition energy. I'm from Libra and I'm feeling a strong cosmic connection. Yes, it's absolutely important to give more attention to creative projects. We talked about this last week. Last week I did a reading for the week as well, and we talked a lot about creativity and movement into creativity. And actually with that inner child energy on Wednesday that we're going to feel, I think it was Wednesday. No, it was on Thursday, the inner child energy of the Jupiter, Mars squared Jupiter. That's going to be a really great time to create as well. And also just the creative energy through the awareness of your completions, creating from that and creating with the projects that you're inspired to create, investing more time and money and production into that. Absolutely. Because like we said, this is a time for productivity, for movement forward, for advancing in things that you want to build as well. Really important. And we're actually going to get into more of that part of it with the astrology influences of the Pisces moon as well. So we'll talk about that in just a second, but absolutely you're on the right track. And with that cosmic energy and connection, you definitely want to use that for manifestation, for movement into creation of new things, to build your new life in whatever way you want to with that kind of activation from the cosmos. So really, really good there. All right, let's take a couple deep breaths to pull some cards for the week, and then we'll get into a full moon reading and pull some cards for that. So let's take a nice deep breath together as a collective. Big breath out to relax, centering in our focus, connecting with our inner being. Another deep breath in, everyone here live and everyone here joining us later. And big breath out to relax and release any tension, any distraction, allowing the energy of this week to show us the way with another deep breath in, opening up to all the spirit messages of this week through the cards, through the reading, through our connection here as you exhale. If you'd like to stay in your meditative space and keep your eyes closed, you can as I pull some cards, or you can open your eyes and watch me do my thing. I'm just going to pull a card for the beginning of the week, seeing what the energy is like for our beginning of the week for a summary. Spirit Messages deck coming in clutch for that. Middle of the week card. Oh, Angels of Atlantis is the ones that want to connect with us here. Tapping into our energy of the middle of the week. There it is. And then let's get an end of the week card, our beautiful Angel Messages, Healing with the Angels deck. And there's one that was up, so let me fix that. All right, feeling into the end of the week. There it is. All right. Let's see what we have. Beginning of the week card. Stay connected. Stay connected. I don't know if you guys are seeing it backwards or not. I'm seeing it backwards, so if you're seeing it backwards, I apologize, but at least you can look at the picture and I'll read you the message. But this is all about staying connected to your light. It says, we are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect with the source. So this beginning of the week, so important to reconnect with the source, recognizing that there is going to be some of that feeling of completion, some of that kind of tense energy, that uncomfortability of change that we talked about, and just physical life experience kind of influencing us in a lot of ways. Don't let it influence you away from your spirit. Allow it to influence you to connect more with your spirit and to source for the beginning of the week. Middle of the week, Angels of Atlantis deck, Raziel with Retreat. I love this card for the middle of the week because it allows us to go within, it allows us to retreat into our own consciousness and awareness, and it also calls forth a need for self-care, self-nurturance. Like we talked about, we are the caregivers of our existence and our experience. We give energy out, but are we making sure that we're receiving energy, that we're refueling our energy, that we're allowing ourselves to fully absorb and embrace self-care? And the time it takes to do that, taking time to invest in ourselves. I am actually hosting a retreat in October 26th to November 1st in Belize, Central America. It's going to be beautiful, right on the jungle environment and landscape, beautiful crystal clear waters, and it's right on top of ancient Mayan lands and surrounded by ancient Mayan lands. And we're going to be activating our spirit with the cosmic energy that's there, with the ancient ancestral energy that's there, with the sacred energy that's there. And we're also going to be diving deep into our intuition and investing in ourselves, investing in our intuitive growth, investing in our personal growth, investing in our spiritual growth on our own, journaling every day, meditating every day, doing yoga every day, getting Reiki services, diving deep into what our intuitive gifts are and learning and identifying them, connecting to our spirit guides, connecting to the cosmos. I'm going to be doing a Starseed Gathering Connection event there as well, and a channel and chill where you'll be able to get personalized channeled messages from your spirit guides and ascended masters, angels, and any other guides of love and light that come through. It's going to be an amazing 6-day retreat in Belize. So if you're interested in that and you feel like that is calling you with this card, then definitely check out the link. I will send it to you, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, to inquire about the retreat. But you can also go to serenitybelizeretreats.com/thinning of the veil. It's called the Thinning of the Veil Retreat because we are going in the week of Halloween. The week of Halloween, if you don't know, is when spirit and matter are the closest and most accessible to each other. The veil between spirit and matter is the thinnest. So we are really going to be able to tap into spirit from our physical existence here in much more of a palpable and profound way. So definitely message me or email me for the link. You can also go to the community tab on this homepage of this channel and you can scroll down. I posted about the retreat and the link on there, and I'll post again today just so that you guys can have it easy access. I also posted a little video promoting it last week too, so you'll be able to see that on the video section, and I'm almost positive I put the link for the retreat in that description as well. So retreat within, retreat with yourself, find ways to self-nurture, self-care, invest in yourself, and give yourself that self-love that you need to stay refueled in your spiritual growth amidst all of this transformation, completion, and transition. And then the end of the week card from our Healing with the Angels deck for this week's energy, balance, allowing us to really recognize that it is time for balance amidst duality, that a lot of the experiences and the tension, the uncomfortability of change that we're experiencing is due to transformation, but it's also due to duality, this sense of kind of leaving the old part of you behind and moving into a new part of you and a new essence of yourself in your life. And through that, we find balance and adapting to it. So really, really important for this week. So stay connected in the beginning of the week, retreat and self-care in the middle of the week, end of the week, balance. Okay? Let's talk about the full moon in Pisces real quick before we go. And that way we can get a really full spectrum awareness of everything this week. I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. It's 4444 right now, right when I was just talking. That was pretty cool on the feed. So Pisces full moon, 9:13 for Pacific time, 9:14 for everyone else in the world. And it is the harvest moon, okay? That means that we are reaping all of the benefits of what we've sown. We are getting all of the fruits of our labor. We are feeling into the reflection, the pride, the empowerment of everything we've overcome, endured, accomplished this year, and feeling that result, the results of that showing themselves. This is a great moon for cleansing, releasing energy, and for doing ritual work or intention setting and manifestation. This is a really great time to do that for this harvest moon. So let me give you a little bit of the astrological aspects of this moon. The moon conjunct Neptune is really important because it allows us to feel into our emotional reflection of our spirituality and our emotional responses to our spiritual growth. And then the sun opposes Neptune as well. So the moon is conjunct Neptune, but then the sun is opposite Neptune. So that allows us to feel into our mysticism, our prana, our deep intuition, which is going to help with that moon conjunct Neptune. It's also going to give us more awareness of our tensions and creating for clearing. So this allows us to see where the tensions are, why they're there, and allows us to create cleansed energy from it and create new energy from it through cleansing it. Then we also have this sense of the Pisces full moon, but we also had that new moon in Virgo at the beginning of the month. So we're feeling this essence of earth, the earth Virgo meeting the water Pisces. So we're feeling that sense of mixture between earth and water. What do you get when you mix earth and water? Well, you get mud, you get clay, you get that ability to build, right? You get this sense of being able to mold something, to create something from nothing, to kind of create something that seems messy or seems like you can't do anything with it, just dirt. You might not be able to do anything with dirt, but when you put water in it, you start to mold it. You can start to make things. You can form beautiful sculptures. You can build houses. You can build sacred spaces. You can do so much, right? And so we can cleanse our body and our skin with mud, right? So there's so many things that we can do with that earth meeting water, and it does allow for, like Chris said, that ability to create and to put more energy into creative exploration for building things. So that earth energy of the Virgo new moon introduced structure, movement forward, change, and shifts. So we were feeling that in the beginning of the month and end of last month and beginning of the month. But then this Pisces full moon brings a fullness of our emotional awareness, our inspiration, our spiritual growth, and our imagination to start really creating from those changes and transitions and structures and movements we had from the earth. So we're literally finding balance between earth and water. We're finding creation, we're finding inspiration through all of this movement forward. Now, another really cool point about this full moon in Pisces is that all the main planets are still in Virgo. They were all in Virgo for the new moon, but they're all still in Virgo for this Pisces full moon, which means the sun, the moon, Mars, Venus, and Mercury, all of our personality influencing planets are in Virgo, which means we're still in that structure, movement forward, change, shifts, practicality, meticulousness, materialistic awareness. So really finding balance in that and understanding that a lot of our energy and personality is pushing for that energy, but our spirit is starting to feel more of that inspirational, emotional, spiritual, imaginative energy of the Pisces full moon. So we're kind of feeling that duality. We're feeling this kind of 3D versus 5D duality within ourselves and outside of ourselves. And that's another reason why that tension of uncomfortability and change is building. And that's going to continue building, just so you know, that tension of duality is going to keep building over the next several weeks, but it will be building towards a big release of energy that doesn't serve us, and it will be building towards a big inspiration and kind of accomplishment of new creations and new evolution of your being. So it's all going to move into something beautiful, but in the meantime, it's going to feel very dualistic. You'll notice that part of you, it's almost like what I was telling somebody yesterday that I was feeling is like almost like there's two parts of me, and obviously I'm a Gemini, so that's given. There's several parts of me, and parts of you, even if you're not a Gemini, because we're multidimensional beings, but feeling this sense of like this 3D consciousness and this 5D consciousness, and they're kind of like battling it. They're kind of like going toe to toe. Sometimes there's a part of my meticulousness and my kind of perfectionist energy of that Virgo just pulling me towards more 3D understandings and 3D actions. But then there's that spiritual connection that's like, no, stay in that light, stay in that imagination, stay in that positivity. So just notice that that's part of that duality, and that it's normal. It's not just you, it's everybody. And the best thing that we can do is just stay internal, stay reflective, stay meditative, and stay connected to our spirit through this change and transformation, and know that it's all going to boil up into something great for us. Now the moon is opposite Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus as well, and the moon and Neptune is next to the moon. So that's allowing us to feel into more of the balance action from all of the energy with the sun and with that new moon from last week, couple weeks ago. And so we're going to feel that duality pressure building to flow into balance and collaboration, like I just talked about. But balance and collaboration in creation is going to be our biggest kind of result from this duality energy. So that's essentially all of the aspects of this Pisces full moon that I've acquired for you. I'll go ahead and channel a few messages for all of you for your zodiac signs based on this full moon in Pisces. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll pull a couple cards and we'll be on our way. So let's take a nice couple of deep breaths. We'll start with the earth signs. We're still feeling a lot of that Virgo influence. So we'll start with the earth signs, Virgos, Capricorns, Taurus. Just breathing deeply, bring forth a channeled message for you for this week and this full moon in Pisces. Earth signs, you are the foundation. You are the sticks and stones that build and bridge all things that are in this existence right now. All of the duality, all of the polarity. You, earth signs, are the bridge. You are the platforms in which structure is formed for this duality and for the merging and convergence of it to build into this beautiful, blissful experience for all. Knowing that all you earth signs are here implementing more of this grounding structure, stabilization of energy amidst the duality to provide a peace, a serenity, a level of neutrality that keeps things in perfect balance and flowing as necessary for the evolution of these changes. Recognizing earth signs that through this ability to stand strong and structure this energy, that you may feel a bit of the weight of the world, you may feel a bit heavy at times, knowing that this is part of your empathic energy speaking to you and allowing you to notice that it is time for you to clear away heaviness, to release the influences of your role as an earth sign here and now, allowing you to still participate in that role, but release the energetic heaviness that you may have adapted or adopted or absorbed as a result of the weight that you are holding and the weight that you are creating for the building of this new energy in the world. Allow yourselves to refuel through connection with the earth. Allow yourselves to send tension and heaviness down into the earth through your root chakra, into the roots of Mother Earth for transmutation. And allow yourself to find time alone to cleanse and clear, and allow yourself to reset your energy before you go back into that sense of structure and support for others and for things that are being built. That's the earth signs. Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Air signs go forth for that message. Aquarius, Geminis, and Libras, waiting for your channeled message here. Air signs. Air signs, there is a sweetness in the air. There is a bliss that is surrounding you. There is a sense of connection and refreshment that is around you now. Allow yourself to be this breath of fresh air for others in your experience, knowing that you have wisdom, intuition, and peace on your side, and that through this you are capable of new healing energies, new intuitive development, and a deeper awareness of your gifts in this way. Allow yourself to be the tools for spiritual growth that you have been asked to be from others who are asking and needing this from you. You are being called into action, air signs, to flow and move in this bliss and refreshing energy for all of those who need it. You will be guided into situations, into interactions and encounters where you realize that you are a vortex of positive energy that was needed in that space. Recognize that that may be challenging and trying for you at times, but that it is a part of your master skill at this moment with the energy of the Pisces full moon. Allow yourselves to also recharge when necessary, giving yourself time to clear and cleanse and get back to that sense of energetic support, intuitive support, and emotional awareness through this that allows you to be the breath of fresh air that all need in this moment. That's air signs. Those were the Aquarius, Geminis, and Libras. Water signs, Pisces, Scorpios, and Cancers. Waiting for your channeled message here. Water signs. Water signs, you are bringing forth a brand new energy of awareness that is so new and so exciting. You are bringing forth something that you are creating, something that you have felt within you for so long that is finally starting to propel and manifest in the physical world. A new childlike imagination, a new childlike inspiration, curiosity, and wonder that is being implemented into the emotional bodies of all who are here connected to this energy of the full moon in Pisces, allowing all to feel the subtle energies of all things in their experience. And you, water signs, are providing even more movement forward and momentum to this realization and this divine spiritual growth. This imagination and inner child quality, along with the flow of energy of the water signs and the water energy involved in it, allows for quick building of creation, quick building of passion and prosperity, and new abundance that the world has never seen and that ones in the world have never seen on a personal scale. This is providing a beautiful manifestation power. Allow yourselves, water signs, to stay balanced, not taking on too much of the emotional bodies of others, but allowing yourself to find balance through anchoring into the earth signs, anchoring into nature and Mother Earth, and feeling into that earth influence of Virgo that will allow you to feel more at peace and more connected to the balance of your emotional body and the emotional flow of the world, so that you can continue adding this imaginative, curious, and playful energy to the experiences in this universe. That's for the water signs, Pisces, Scorpios, and Cancers. Last signs, fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Waiting for your channeled message here for just a moment. Fire signs. Fire signs, it is important for you to lay low this week, allowing the energy of the full moon to take its course and to do what it needs to do to show you the way internally to what you want to manifest and how to do it in the most productive manner and efficient manner. Fire signs, you are experiencing a lot of the Phoenix-like energy of rising above old energy, rising above old belief system, rising above trauma and transition that was not serving you, and allowing you to feel the rebirth of this energy. In this rebirth, allow yourselves to take a back seat to staying in the forefront and allowing yourselves to observe from a distance, taking a bigger picture perspective and allowing yourselves to lay low energetically for this week and allow the energy to do what it needs to do internally for you so that you may do what you need to do for yourself and outside of yourself. Fire signs, you are rebirthing, you are transitioning, you are renewed, and enjoying this energy, adapting to this change and transition, and allowing others around you to provide support and love and genuine care will provide you all of the resources you need to move through this transition and to allow yourselves to feel completely empowered and renewed shortly. And that's for the fire signs, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leos. Okay, hopefully you all got something from that. Let's pull a couple of cards for the full moon just to get a nice full spectrum awareness. I'm going to pull a Voyager Tarot deck card, and feel free to give me your feedback on the channeled messages if you feeling like it. Love to hear your feedback and understanding and downloads maybe that you may have gotten. Let's pull a full moon in Pisces card for clarity as well. Whenever I don't use these for too long, they take a lot of time to get the energy because they're so big. These cards are huge. So I'm like sending my energy through them all the way, all the way, all the way. Full moon in Pisces. There it is. Okay. Fulfillment. Our full moon in Pisces is fulfillment. You can't really see. There it is. Fulfillment. Beautiful card. This allows us to feel that emotional harmony, that balance, that bliss, that completion, that feeling of wholeness that we talked about. We are in the 9th month. We are in the 9th day tomorrow, and we're in the 2019th year. So we're feeling this sense of fulfillment, emotional balance, bliss, spiritual fulfillment, wisdom, completions, awareness. And that is a beautiful energy to have for this full moon, allowing us to feel full. Right? So feeling into your fullness and feeling into the energy of this week, hoping that you enjoyed this reading. I do have a couple of announcements. I talked about my retreat in Belize in October. Definitely message me if you're interested. And if you know anybody else who's interested, who needs that retreat, who needs that self-development, who's been asking for a way to connect with their intuition on a very deep level and also take the time for themselves that they need to kind of escape from the daily life and dive deep into true exploration of spirit for 6 days, then message me for details, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. It's going to be a magical experience. We're going to tap into so much energy. It's going to be insane. I can already feel it. And then also if you want a personal reading, a one-on-one, mediumship, past life, general reading about work, love, family life, spiritual growth, an energy cleansing, this full moon is all about cleansing and releasing as well. So if you need that, let me know. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com to book your session. And then check out me on Instagram as well. If you haven't been following me on Instagram, I do daily videos throughout the week to integrate even more of this energy that we speak about into your daily life. Monday through Friday usually is when I do those IGTV videos on Instagram. My Instagram is @readingsbyrissa, so check that out. Then I'm also going to be posting some really cool things on my channel, so look forward to that. I just recently posted my Channel and Chill from last month, the Mother Gaia Channel and Chill. I posted that last week, so most of you have seen that one. If you haven't, check it out because it's really great to feel into that earth energy right now with Virgo's influence still so strong in our auras right now. And then also more events to come in Scottsdale at Abundance Space. My Channel and Chill event is going to be on September 21st at 7 p.m. where I'll be channeling divine messages from spirit for all of you and for the Mass Collective. So it's going to be a really great event. Check it out. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com to book or @readingsbyrissa on Instagram. And it's going to be an amazing event. So I'm super excited to be here for you. I'm super excited that you've all shown up for yourselves today and for the energy. And I'm so happy that we are here as a collective in this beautiful web of light community that we have built. So please, let's continue spreading this energy. Let's continue building this web of light community. Share this reading with someone today. Let's share it with 3 people today or 3 people this week. let's all share this reading with 3 people this week. Let's share the love. Let's share the quality of intuitive guidance. Let's share the beautiful energy of awareness and bliss. And a lot of people are struggling with these changes, you guys. A lot of people are going through it. A lot of people need this guidance. A lot of people need to know that they're just not alone, and that they have people that they can talk to about the energy, or that they can start to learn about what's going on an energetic level that can give them some peace of mind and peace of spirit and heart. So share this reading with 3 people this week that you feel like you need, that need this guidance. And like this video as well, just for me, comment below, of course, on anything that you resonated with. I love hearing your comments. I love hearing the downloads that you get throughout these readings. And I love hearing that they're helping you. So thank you so much for all your love and light. And I am here for you always. I'll see you again next Sunday for another live weekly reading, 1:11 p.m. Central Time. Peace.